G'day punters, welcome to the Wild West, brought to you by Betfair Australia, betfair.com.au. Jump on the hub, see all that good stuff. Mr. Cripps, how are you?
Good, Terry, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. Wasn't looking forward to today all that much actually, seeing as you had you got the wood over me on Saturday.
Yeah, well, like you said, we had a little backhander at me on Twitter. Your place price wasn't too far off my win price, but I'll tell you what, it didn't make it feel any less sweet for myself. And
No.
I was a bit nervous in the run when you sort of predicted that map to a team. You got the back of, talking about Prince Turbo and Fura. Prince Turbo got the back of Fura, but super effort by Fura. So they went about 7 lengths quicker than benchmark to the 600, did all the work outside the leader, and ended up, it was probably one of the strongest on the line. So
yeah, it was huge. Yeah, full credit where it's due. I'd like to see clean push to the outside. I did say that on straighting, but beating home by Juice and Carrots, it was deep the trip, so I can't have any qualms there with that one, Daniel. So round one to you. I don't know if we're doing battle today or not. We haven't really discussed it today.
We'll get to it later, but I've got a feeling you might have gone a week too early. So to be continued.
I reckon I might have done so. William Pike's not with us again. He's over in Melbourne. Looking forward to seeing the Saracen Light. Neither of us are big. Not big. We don't follow extra stakes racing in the slightest. It's probably one thing that's very unique, probably about the pair of us, but we'll both be tuning in to watch them go around. One thing I wanted to say, and I don't know anything about the form, so I am pretty unqualified to discuss this. The Showmanship was trading at your $10s, $15s on the exchange late in 72, 78 pluses, and the WA form is adding up massively over there. This is the benchmark 84 over there. The $1.80, $1.90, I don't know what the best is available now. Yesterday there was healthy $1.90s around. Like, is that a gift?
You're asking the wrong bloke.
Yeah, I'm asking the wrong bloke.
I didn't even know it was over there, to be
That's
honest.
the mud coming out of me.
Yeah.
Just wanting something on bike in the last over at Flemington. But no, good luck to him.
I think it'll take a good horse to beat Showmanship, whoever it does. So
Adelaide Ace was third favourite. Adelaide Ace is 5, 6, 7 lengths off Showmanship. It's at best. It'll be a gap job, I think so. This weekend looks a nightmare. We'll get stuck into the preview straight away. We want to look at a few races, so we'll try and keep it a bit short and sharper. The weather. We have a predicted storm hitting about 2 p.m, but luckily you can assist with the exact timing for this.
Yeah, so this is the $1 million question. There's a storm hitting. What time will it hit now? I've got the best weather guru on the planet at my disposal, which is my dad, because no one cares more about rain than farmers. And he has told me he reckons the storm will be hitting around 4 o'clock. So I've done a lot of my form for
a good four.
So yeah, we might see a little bit of rain later in the day, but I reckon most of the races will be not affected by it, and it might be the Blues might be the ones that cop the wet weather on Saturday night against the Dockers. So it'll be interesting, but probably it's always hard to get a prediction this far out when filming on a Thursday arvo. Yep. So and it does change a lot, but I'm hoping that we see a good four for the majority of the card.
Yeah, it's funny. So I've done my form. I didn't have this mail when I did my form last night, unfortunately. I've done my form looking at the rain coming about 2 p.m, which is forecast as well. So by the end of the day, the rail could be a bit sloppy, and but that's what I think that an important part is to discuss the races, and especially later in the day, we can adjust. We can adjust as conditions present and suit, and we can go from there. So anyway, let's get stuck in. Straight to race 3. Not much in the first couple we're keen on. You're not really keen here, are you?
No, you go.
I don't mind an improver here. I'm pretty strongly of the opinion. I like a race that maps really obviously. We're going to see position of power land outside of Snow Chino here, and Snow Chino I'm pretty happy taking on with the big weight against the against both sex horses. I think she got a lot of her ratings points in the fillies and mares features last year, so I think she's weighted out of this, even though she's a very, very nice animal. Serenity Bay will be the one that's all the rage, but Not To Be Missed is back to the 1400 here after doing an absolute bucket load of work behind that tempo. They went about +9 behind Military Ruler and Strike Force. We actually didn't mind and they went mad in chase. I don't know if Not To Be Missed got the mile as well, but doing it on that tempo was was crazy. So I'm expecting him to ride a colder. 3 back the fence. Maybe held up to the 200. This is a really, really good racehorse, Not To Be Missed. Willing to give it another chance at sort of $3.50 plus. I think that's around about the quote at the moment. Don't think there'll be a stack of support, but I want to forgive a good horse. back to 1400.
Yeah. Nah, can't agree with you there. Sorry. Thought Not to Be Missed was
Not
probably
many people will be either.
Not to Be Missed was the one that I couldn't have. If I was betting in the race, I marked position of power 370. I think you can see $5 at the moment, but legit have no interest in betting. So move on.
I like the race too. Big on that one. Race for the the Crown Perth Handicap. Where are we? What are we doing here? I hate this stuff. There's nothing worse than labelling one, and then it comes out a week later in a race, and you know that it's far better suited there. You know it's fitter. You know it's on the 1 week backup. You can just see all the reasons, and you're like, oh dearie me, do I have to go back to the well again?
Yeah. Well, I reckon I've listened to your spiel last week. I've probably taken most of it on board, and yeah, I'm keen. Prince Turbo. I said last week, I think whatever he does over a mile, he'll get a lot out of, and better suited at 1800 plus. He gets up to the 2000, backs up off 7 days. The map looks perfect for him.
Slate midfield.
Yep, he's going to get that run behind a pretty good tempo. Just looking at the other ones in the market, you've got Burning Pride, whose favourite just seems to go really well for Pike, but no one
7
else.
for 7, I believe.
All
7 wins. All 7 career wins have been with William Pike.
Yeah, okay.
In the saddle.
So yeah, I can not knocking Burning Pride just because Pike's on, but you can not as nervous about that horse because Pike isn't there.
That's a weak form reference as well. Double digit isn't a true stayer really, and came out and ran second, looming into it. There was some of these staying races recently have been very big queries. The X Factor horses and the up and comers like Prince Turbo are really suited, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So just keep going. Noir de Rue is a month between runs. Good horse on his day, but slight concern over that, although you probably, Justin Warwick, no issue with getting him fit, but yeah, there's a little bit of a knock there.
Big Show, no interest off.
The Big Show,
X amount of days.
First up, over 2,000 off over 130 days. I'm happy to take him on, and like I said, double digit. Had been going horrible until last start, and it was a bit of a flash in the pan run, so I've marked Prince Turbo $2.80. The local agency went up $6, which
come on, lads.
Which got me out of bed in a hurry, but although didn't get a hell of a lot on, unfortunately. But I think there's close to $4 available at the moment, and that's more than enough for me to get involved. And hopefully, he rights a few wrongs from last week.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, no, I've marked him, not a shortage, $3.40. Respecting Burning Pride, even though the form line's not as strong as you'd like, but I'm probably with you. I'd have to have him on top again, so and he's above my quote. So
I think, even though trained by Jason Miller, which is whenever I see that name, it's Adam Durant's foreman, so you just know how good Durant goes with his stayers. It's staying form from last prep was super. And
Taxigano form when it was flying, and Mississippi Delta races,
Perth Cup form. So,
Perth Cup, yep. Yeah, exactly right.
I reckon that, the 7 day backup's just a real show of intent. And
love a good 7 day backup for the stayers.
So, that's, it's not we'll get to that, but if it's not my best of the day, we'll be pretty close to it.
Pretty close bloody to it. All right, race 5, Montalina, very hard to beat, $1.60. Could look a bit further afield, but we won't probably go too deep into that. You agree?
Yeah, no interest. Thought Aconite was probably just as big a run last start. I guess a senior on 850 is probably value, but just not a
race. The Apprentice being on it, thought it was a happy horse last start, despite being deep. But it's obviously the main danger. But Arnie's boy will improve tenfold, not leading. So had it going in the quaddie last week, a couple of weeks ago actually. So I was alive for a fairly large dividend for the quaddie. The first leg was 30 to 1. We took 3, and then we had 2, 1 Floyd Silken Eyes, and had Arnie's boy going for. Best part of 6 figures, to be honest with you.
Death taxes and the favourite winning when you go wide in the last.
Yeah, we went wide in the last.
Unbelievable.
Had a fair bit of percentage. I was in the toilet at Belmont just before the race, and the bloke in the cubicle, the bloke at the, what do they call it, the trough next to me, he was talking to his mate saying, they're tipping Arnie's boy, mate. Yeah, they're very bullish here. And my ears are just pricked going, all right, eh? You often find male you get the urinals really wrong. So, I don't know, that's probably the rare occasion it wasn't. Anyway, race 6. Over the 1,000 metres. Do you like one here?
I didn't mind one here actually at a price.
What didn't you mind here?
Well, I'm always...
We're seeing Luke tomorrow, so you better be careful about getting his a plug or not.
I saw someone on Twitter that I think it was actually Scott McCormick gave his a bit of a back end before the race, and Luke was pretty happy to give it a little light post race, which we love. But
he likes to sing. He likes to sing when he's winning, doesn't he?
Yeah, which we all do. So no, not with Luke's. The one that I thought Could run a race at the price was My Laner. The key here is the stack of speed. You've got Round the Point, Sterling Estate, Weapon Sun Goes Forward, Kennedy, and Super X. Plus, there's a couple more that like to race on pace.
Yep. Sterling Estate from 3.
Yep. Now, where are we? My Laner, first up, thought it was huge. There was a day where it was hard to make ground. Got back and was sort of 3 deep with cover and just got to the outside and really hit the line hard. Chris Parnham, not sure if it's by design, but Chris Parnham jumps on, blinkers go on, draws better. Not sure if it's a horse that can hold a spot from that barrier, but I just hope that they're a pair closer than what they were last day. It might be 6th or 7th, one off the fence. And I just think with this stack of speed, it just might be a horse that could be scything their way through the field late when it's a bit of a last man standing race. So again, the local agency went up $16, which I thought was pretty nice. It's about $9.50, $10 now. I've marked her $6. I marked at $6 a field, but she was the one that I had my eye on. And also worth noting, Fly's second up too. So even race, but at $9, I think you can have something small each way.
Oh, query. What price did you have Always here?
Always, I had 14s. What is
I
that?
didn't have a mark. Well, it went up $7.50. I thought that was thin. It was backed into 6s. I was just very confused as to how money came at that price.
Just from that gate, I think it's going to be
good
win first up, and the form's being framed.
Why Clinton isn't on as well.
Yeah, but coming
potentially.
Know this firsthand with managing Kira. Sometimes jockey changes aren't due to the jockey picking what horse they think is the best chance to race. They have allegiances to other stables. So yeah, it's like I know Kira should ride one of Laney's 50 spots over a stable she's never ridden for. In fact, that's just the way it works. So they're pretty loyal. Not sure why Clint's not on My Laner, but definitely doesn't lose anything with Chris Parham going on from
no,
the
he
draw.
certainly doesn't. He's riding very well at the moment, Chris. I'm going to have something small. My market, I've got ATM at $13. Really loved its fresh runs from its last 2 campaigns. It loves the soft going. This is a conditions dependent bet to some degree. I think we're going to be looking 3 wide line. I don't think this is a super deep race. $31 as well above my price. I'm not going to be going nuts here, but I'm happy having something on that at 30 to 1.
Yep. Fair enough.
All right.
Its ratings first and second up last prep are really good. Probably gets back from the wide draw anyway, but
it does get back from the wide draw.
Just get that 3 deep. In that 3 wide line with cover. And
well, Stiff not doing first up last campaign behind Transgressor, came out to make that form look really good, that campaign as well. So, look, I think in a very open race, if Super X gets crossed, as I suspect they might try to do with Weapon Sun round the point, if the weather does come in bucket loads, round the point will be the supported runner. It's a horse that loves the 1,000 metres, loves the wet. You can probably forget it goes around in any other type of race, to be honest. But very nice open start to
that's it. Yeah, you could have 10 picks in this leg of the coin and still miss it. So if you're betting, I would be shopping for a bit of value, I think.
100%. All right, race 7, the Belmont Newmarket, the feature event of the day. I found it hard to go past Free Trade. The price isn't there for me. Best horse maps well. Weight on a bog track. Again, if we see the bog, who knows? Will that weigh him down late? Can a horse like Pins Royale, a multiverse, which is pretty tough over the 1200 of the wet conditions. Floyd obviously was great last start. We had a little bit of a fill up there, Freddie. But yeah, Free Trade to the class, 2 trials, bit of intent. I've marked Free Trade a lot shorter than you, I know. I've marked Free Trade $1.85, not getting involved with the current prices, but interesting to see how he returns. Yeah,
it was one of those races where the market was already out when I started to do the form last night, and I saw Free Trade was about even money and thought that's probably fair enough. And I sat down to do the race expecting to find him at a pretty short quote, but as I got into it deeper, I couldn't get him anywhere near that. I marked him $3. I know that's probably long, because if I saw $3, I'd be chips in, but
he's a money horse to it.
Yeah, he is.
Every start they come from the clouds to back this bloke.
He maps the lead, but just his figures and why he's still lightly raced, so he's going to improve. His figures didn't really have a ratings edge on horses like Pims Royale and Floyd, and even Multiverse.
Ratings? What's ratings? Just JT's upset.
Oh, you bought it, so
don't get me started. So what's over your market then?
The one that came up over my market was Pims Royale. I marked him $4.60. I think he's gone up $7.50.
Okay.
But in saying that, I haven't had a bet on it.
You reckon after our lunch tomorrow with Luke that
we
might be pretty keen on that stage? I reckon.
Mark Floyd $4.60 as well, and the other one that came up above my price was Multiverse. Had him $8. I think he's double figures, isn't he? Yeah. His run was huge last start on that run.
He's one that'll really, if your old man got it wrong, which I highly doubt it will, if he gets it wrong, he's one that'll really enjoy climate conditions.
Yeah, his run was
better than Cup Night.
Well, it was probably just as good as Red Can Man, considering the favours that horse got on the track when he was 3 deep on the rails day. So
yeah, I like it. This is an 88 plus as well, so I like horses that are getting close to that. You got Pims Royale is an 88 rater, so it's bang on the minimum. That's just perfect placement from Luke. Multiverse is an 86 rater as well, so I really like Free Trade will fill the weight, definitely fill the race, especially if it's a wet track late. So, but we might be seeing a class above him.
100%. Huge respect for the horse. It's trials. Like a beast, hasn't it? So,
certainly has.
Would not surprise me at all to see him win. And good luck to Peter Caparera on Connections. They're a good team down there. So a good bunch of boys, and I think they know they've got a smart one on their hands, and they'll be looking forward to some of the races in the spring.
Railway Stakes. I think I declared it already. I declared it 6 months ago. Race 8 over the 1200 metres. This is the true feature in my mind. This is a cracking horse race, isn't it? I really like this. The most important part of this race is the speed map, Daniel, and how have you got it looking? Do you have Cliffs of Comfort finding the fence?
Well, Mia Dolce is probably
Dolce.
It's one of the fastest horses out of the gates in WA, but it's probably a query at 1200 and has been running well when taking sit this preparation. So it'll be interesting to see what tactics are there. Also, the As a Party siblings. Yes. With Joey trying to cross Chloe. But I think it depends what Chloe wants to do on Mia Dolce. If she wants to lead, I think they can hold the front. But in saying that, I would be very surprised if Joey's that eager to hand up and just settle in the breeze, because Cliffs of Comfort, as we know, is a horse who can really roll and break their heart. So how'd you map it?
No, that's just what you said. We actually haven't discussed this beforehand. What you said then is exactly what I've written down. I think Mia Dolce, especially with Mediconian coming across from 11, Mia Dolce will be sort of leading on the rail if they choose to lead with 3 horses abreast. I don't think that's going to be any good for over 1200 metres. So taking a park on the back of the best horse in the race, arguably the best horse in the race, probably alongside Jericho Missile. To me, that seems the obvious move up to the 1200 metres when the 1000 metres has sort of been as far as... Oh, it's not as far as Mia Dolce wants to go. She's won 3 times over the 1200. That's actually just surprising.
Yeah, surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just surprised me.
But 1000 metres squid.
I really like the run 3 starts back where Mitch took a sit behind We've Got Dreams. And I think they'll do the same here. I think that will be the mindset. And I think the mindset on Cliffs of Comfort will be super aggression. So you've got the Niconian breezing, Mia Dolce on its back. I think it will shake those 2 off with real ease. Roadblocks, love a good roadblock. I love my roadblocks. And look, you've got some quality closers in Silken Eyes, Jericho Missile, and who's the other one?
White Shoes Her.
And White Shoes Her, who probably ticks more boxes than any other, apart from the fact that me and Alan Kennedy are having a tough time as a punter. And
the last 5 years.
Forever, yeah. We've never actually had a good run. He rode double digit back in 2017. I think that was the last occasion. But I think Cliffs of Comfort, a up-and-coming sprinter getting in on the minimum, who I think will find the rail. I think they just sort of win. These are very hard to beat. So yeah, pretty keen. Cliffs of Comfort's probably on a day where I don't have a best. It's
pretty close.
Probably my best. Yeah. If it's not my best, it's pretty close bloody to that. So
no, I can't disagree with you. As I said, he's a horse that handles the hot tempo. The step up to 1200 is the key. You took him on last week, and I didn't back him because of the 1000 metres. There's a bit of mail going around that he might have needed to run, so expecting a lot of improvement to come on Saturday. And his best figures from last preparation are absolutely dominant in this race. So yeah, I've marked him $3. I think there's about it at the moment. Probably. Yeah,
he's been chopped away all morning. He went up sort of across all agency, and he's been chopped down to around that $3 mark. I'm just
sound like a broken record, but local agency went up.
Yeah, other agencies went up longer than that as well, actually.
Longer than 14?
Yeah, they who must not be named.
That
doesn't even count. So Boom one down went up $26 in the week, traded $3.50 anyway. Jeez, you can still get on there, you're doing something wrong, I reckon. You should be on the hub more often, I suggest. I think I just had this feeling that with those 3 horses we discussed, Jericho Missile, Silken Eyes, and
White Shoes Her.
And White Shoes Her, I'm going to need you to keep reminding me of that one, that we might have seen a better price, but this is a big sprue course. This is a big up and comer. I reckon this is the only one I want to be on. And it might get to a stupid price, or a horse like Silken Eyes gets out to 8, 9, 10 to 1 late each way type thing. Yeah. So I don't know. Be smart, but
Cliffs of
I'm
Comfort
pretty keen.
there'll be heavy support just for the data money will come just because of the ratings edges in this
And the
field.
words as well.
Yeah, and a leader too. So Silken Eyes, big respect, got him last start, but loses Pike. I don't think any other jockey would have won from that position except Pike. Jericho Missile was also huge last start. Probably should have won that feature race that Floyd was victorious in.
Yeah, Lactar, what a sticky ride.
I'd rather the senior just carry 60. I mean, I know Zoe would have ridden Cliffs of Comfort anyway, but
have you heard David Harrison? David Harrison's big on if they've got 59 or above, he'll always claim.
Yeah,
He's big on that.
Mate,
So.
if Paul Harvey was on,
feature.
I know,
Should have gone to the feature.
Paul Harvey, if he was on Jericho Missile at 60 kilos, I reckon I'd nearly get him on top.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Getting back over the 12. It struggled a little bit on the soft 7 first up as well. So whether it needed the run or whether it didn't handle the wet, there's the two queries. It's one or the other. But look, geez, I had to mark Jericho Missile double figures with the apprentice going on.
Yeah, I did $8.
Yeah.
And
expect him to drift wildly from there. What's he at the moment? $4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be out the door.
440.
440. Yeah, he's got to. He'll get on his bike, I suggest, and he'll be a big price in pretty short time. So.
White Tutor's almost, if you're not playing the favourite, it's almost the value was a bigger run than Silken Eyes last start. The only issue there is obviously the starting price profile. One was evens and the other one was 51, but
it ticks the most boxes in regards to the fact it'll improve. Silken Eyes has to be a minor query at the 1200, whether it runs out a strong 1000, doesn't run out a strong 12. Not saying it doesn't, but I just think it's a minor query. White Tutor is better at the 12, better in the wet. And well, should be peaking third up, fourth up as well. So look, yeah, you could easily make a case for that, but I'm pretty keen. Cliffs of Comfort, take all luck out of the equation, back the leader. Off we go.
Yep, fair enough.
The lucky last of the day, I'm not too keen here. And the main reason I'm not too keen, I reckon I'll become keen on the day. 5:05, if we've seen rain from 2 p.m, the inside pad could be sloppy. If we haven't seen any rain, the inside pad's playing well, and there's an obvious standout, which I think you're going to head towards. So, look, I'm going to stay out of this race for now. All I will say is if I think the middle of the pad, the middle of the track's playing hot, and we get a Pete Anthonitz 3 wide line, no covers, the spot you want to be. I think Matty Derrick can ride the winner again, but you'd want to be seeing that, and you'd want to be getting the conditions to sit 3 and maybe 4 deep the trip and win the race.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, like you said, I'm banking on there to be not too much wet weather by race 9.
Sending your dad an invoice if
yeah, I will be, don't worry. And pretty keen on Inflation to round out the day. His last 2 runs have been super. The money came for him 2 starts ago and looked home and was just run down by a desperate Paul Harvey in position of power. Their last start led and finished a length off Serenity Bay in 72 plus.
That's the form line, isn't it? That's just panels above him. And one thing it does, it goes from a 72 plus to a 60 plus, but it's a 68 rater, so it doesn't go up as much weight.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was racing out of
straight.
Yeah.
Like I said, back to a 60 plus. I would have obviously preferred Chris or Mitch on, but since Lucy's come back from her injury, she's been riding plenty of winners, and from barrier 3, she might lead it, or she could get the back of OBH, or even if a horse like Awesome As, who's drawn 1, kicks up, she might even get the 1-1. So I think she'll be in the first 4 in running. And from there, I think he's the class horse, and I've marked him $3. There's close to 4s available, and yeah, he'll be another play for me on a pretty busy betting card.
Yeah, I just had nerves. Inflation was just the obvious on top selection. Even if you're not leading, you're parking on the back of OBH. I think it's a better horse leading, but this is just such a big drop in class, and the weights, comparatively, as we said, the weight swing it doesn't justify the
3 kilos
drop. So, look, if you're getting a nice dry track, I'll be with you. I'd suggest if there's still any type of price around, but I have nerves about how I should be looking at that stage of the day.
That's the thing, but it depends what time the rain hits. If it hits at, say you said that race was just after 5, if it hits at 4:30, well, it's not going to be chopped up. So it'll be interesting, and I'll be backing the old boy in to get it right. It might be a tough old day for
him. He might get a sling. He
will, yeah.
All right, so that's the end of the card. Your best?
I'm going to go Prince Turbo just to really rub some salt into your wounds. But yeah, busy day for me. Keen Prince Turbo, having something on my lane each way. Cliffs of Comfort, I'm happy to have something on, and also Inflation. So yeah, I'll be playing pretty heavily, which is bigger than average today for me. It's amazing you back a few winners the last week.
Yeah, Best of the day for me. Not a day where I've really got a best, and I'm probably the opposite. Usually, if you saw our books, you'd see I'm just playing Manly all day, and he's a bit more. I call him the sniper because he's a little bit more circumspect and picks and chooses his moments. But I'm probably going to be playing a bit less than you on a card. The weather has scared me off, to be honest. So your old man's giving me some confidence now, but the weather has scared me off a bit. But Cliffs of Comfort is my best. I do want to have something small ATM at just at that price, at 30 odd to 1. Especially if we do see some weather. I think that can run a race, and that's probably a bit of a price. But yeah, Cliffs of Comfort is the only one I've got a degree of confidence about.
Yep, some stuff.
Guys, jump onto cripsracing.com.au, get involved with the sniper. He's been going at .com, no .au.
Yep,
just .com. He's been going at 15-20% since inception.
Yep.
Yeah, something amazing.
I feel like, I'm sure you agree, I feel like the depths of winter are sort of we're over the other side of them, and I feel, pretty excited with the next few months of racing.
It's the right time to get involved. Yeah. You excel during the drier and the carnival, so get involved with Crips Racing. Jump onto the 1-1 WA Racing podcast, available on all major podcasting platforms to hear myself and BJ Ryan and myself carry on for a lot longer than this goes for about the entirety of the card. And I think that just about does, doesn't it?
And as always, gamble responsibly.